So about a month ago I visited Surin, and I promised, or I made a post on Instagram to say that I couldn't really share the reasoning behind the visit and what I learned from the visit in an Instagram reel, so I would put a YouTube vlog together. I do have a YouTube channel which some of you kindly follow, and I'm looking to build on, but of course I've got to be comfortable with putting, if you like, this face-to-face content on there. So whilst I've got a couple of hours to kill before going to see Animal Welfare Ko Chang, I thought I would spend some time making this my first video. I hope the background noise, well, I'll soon find out. If it's no good, I won't post it. Obviously I've got the waterfall from the swimming pool, and then the waves from the sea behind me, so I hope my own voice isn't drowned out. So anyway, back to my visit to Surin. This was to meet a lady, a dog rescuer, animal rescuer, cats and dogs, who I had been following for about 1.5 years since I'd been back in the UK. That came about from my last visit to Thailand and visiting an organisation in Nakhon Ratchasima, Isan, of Thai rescuers. And Thai rescuers, they like to follow you on Facebook, your personal account on Facebook. They want to be friends with you. I don't know if that's kudos or what have you, but and then funnily, because they make friends with you and then don't follow you, and then friends beget friends, and then that's how I came by this lady in Surin, and then we followed each other, chatted a bit, leading to my visit. And the purpose to my visit to see Rin was I wanted to understand how Thai rescuers go about rescuing animals compared to expat rescuers. This is not in any way to judge, to say, oh, one's better than the other. It was just to learn how the nationals, if you like, do things against how expats do things. Why, and again, why, as a bigger picture, why they don't perhaps collaborate more with expat rescuers. Some big things there are expat rescuers tend to have bigger social media audiences. They may well come from different professional backgrounds, meaning that they are running an organisation slightly more professionally. I don't know. So I wanted to understand why there is a distinct lack of collaboration, which in actual fact turns out to be the case between expat organisations. There is very little collaboration going on, and you think, well, the goal is the same. It's to help street dogs and cats, and ultimately to have them sterilised and to prevent the birth of more puppies into that miserable life. So the goals are shared goals, but there's little collaboration going on. And to answer that question right away, number one reason will be communication. Not all expats speak Thai. There are a few. Jasmine at Vet Van springs to mind straight away. Wow, great command of Thai. Michael Baines, at The Man That Rescues Dogs. Goodness me, if you didn't look at him and just listen to him, you'd think you were listening to a Thai person. So there are a few, but not a lot. And equally on the flip side, there are very few Thai people that speak very good English. And so what that can lead to is misunderstanding, and for sure that happens a lot. So that prevents collaboration. So what have I discovered between the Thai rescuers and expat rescuers? Fundamentally, number one difference is funding. Expats tend to have, well, it goes without saying, a Western audience, and Westerners tend to be more affluent than Thai or Southeast Asian audience. So they get more by way of donations, generally speaking. So for being better funded, their facilities slightly are in better condition. or better run, or have better facilities or better equipment. And quite often the case is that expat shelters will be segregated. They will have, if you like, pens, and a pen may well have 15 to 20 dogs per pen. You'll go to a Thai shelter and it's pretty common to have upward of 100, 150, 200 dogs just in one enclosure, which is a stressful environment, stressful for the dogs. Dogs are very, very similar to us, aren't they, in their characters. Some are naturally aggressive, just born naturally aggressive. Some have developed aggressive tendencies for having suffered traumatic experiences. You have alpha males, you have protective females, you have dogs that are absolutely timid and nervous and just sweethearts. So you have all kinds of, and to have an area of 200 different character types is stressful. It's stressful for the people either volunteering or working there, and stressful for those dogs. And then the numbers just they get added to. It's not the numbers are 200 last week or 190 this week because we've managed to get 10 adopted. No, that's not the case at all. So that would be the key difference between the facilities that are learned. So and then the other one is how they go about funding and generating donations. And again, and different things appeal to different people. What appeals to me might not necessarily appeal to a number of you watching this video. I'm drawn in by the rescue of a beleaguered animal, dog, elephant, no matter what. The story behind its rescue, why it needed to be rescued, the journey through the rescue from the point that it was rescued to its rehabilitation to maybe its return to its owners or the place that it was rescued from or that it was adopted. Just going along on a complete journey. And in the case of a number of expat organisations, you do go on that journey. With Thai organisations, you do not. You will see an appeal for donations at the point of seeing a dog or a cat in it can be quite an upsetting thing to see. They're in a really bad way. They will get rescued, and then with a number of Thai rescuers, that's the last that you hear of that. They do a desperate appeal for funds to help with the vet's bills or just those immediate expenses that they're going to incur. And then you don't hear, you'll very rarely hear anything after. But in the case of Rin does take you on a journey, and that was one of the reasons why I continued to follow her. A lot of people come through on my feeds, as you know how these things work with Instagram and TikTok. You start to follow, I don't know, let's say the presidential election in America, and then just everything in your feed is going to center around politics in America, and that's just the bullshit of social media. It's no different to following Thai rescuers on my social feeds. All sorts comes through. In the case of Rin, she posts a rescue, she posts the journey that they go through up to the point that either she rescues them to her own place, her own home, and then they're in a place of safety, and then they will be looked after. But then thereafter, then that's where it stops. I don't see a great deal with Thai rescuers of the end of the journey, and we would love to think that the end of the journey is a happy adoption to a loving family of whether it's Thais or expats, and that dog's life has changed forever. And to a degree, I'm living in a dream world, because there are just far too many dogs to do that. And then also many expat organisations, they adopt their dogs out to different places around the world. Volunteers come here. It's another one. Volunteers tend to be expats who then gravitate towards expat shelters, again for understandable reasons, and in their journeys they fall in love with a puppy or a dog or dogs and will adopt them back to their own country. That happens, and it happens quite a lot, and with amazing outcomes and amazing stories behind it, but again not with the Thai shelters. So I wanted to explain that, can we as expats follow and support Thai rescuers to the point that if we then send them money as by way of donation or donations, is that money getting through to the dogs or the animals, whatever animal it is that there are wildlife organisations, let's just say animals, but we refer to dogs because so many of my followers follow dog rescue. So I'm going to say that I can't offer any cast iron guarantee, and it's to say that, and I know of fact that on one island there is an expat shelter run by a European expat that is operating completely fraudulently, and gets a lot of donations. I'm not, don't ask me to name names, I'm not going to, but the point to that is that there are scammers of all kinds in the charity business, not just limited, restricted to animal rescue, from all countries around the world, who are quite willing and prepared to scam us out of our money on the pretext that they are doing good in whatever cause that it is. So I'm not being Thai-centric in my observations here, but it's to say that generally, by and large, when you see Thai posts appealing for donations in desperation, there is a lot of drama behind the post. Sometimes you'll even see tears. And what I've learned is that in actual fact that amongst a Thai audience can be very successful. Thai people, by and large, they like their drama. I find it exhausting. I can't go with that drama, so I've had to unfollow people. Even, I'll be honest, there are some expats who their posts are just too much drama. It's like, come on, chill out. Give me some positivity instead of negativity behind your posts. And I've had to, we can only take so much. Let's face it, all of our lives at some point we're faced with our own personal challenges, to then have some other bullshit heaped on top of that. No. So, but Thai social media posts with drama behind them can be successful in generating donations. And it's a fact that there are some very successful Thai rescuers making a post for food for a beleaguered dog or paying a vet's bill, and hang on, there's some gold jewellery and earrings hanging around their necks, which again Thais love. And you think, well, how have you funded that? And then you can dig deeper and you find out. So I'm going to say, is it straightforward to jump on social media and search out Thai rescuers and start to support them just through emotional support on social media? Very difficult because of the emotional drain. Send money to them. Actually, in fact, there are practicalities in the difficulties of sending money to Thai rescuers because they can't use PayPal here in Thailand. So it's either a direct bank transfer, and then you obviously have the fears of sending money through an international banking system. The fees for sending money are that much higher, and then it's kind of like, God willing, it actually gets to the right bank account to do the right thing. So there's always that hesitancy about doing that. So that generally ends up, where there's hesitancy, then you generally don't send a donation. The other one is you can use things like Western Union and blah blah blah, but when we're donating, we like things to be simple, don't we? We like to firstly trust the platform that we're using. So an organizer like PayPal, so many of us know, it's known around the world, so we'll use Western Union. We generally use platforms that we can know and trust, and that it's simple and efficient to use. And where that's not the case, then we tend not to do them. And for Thai rescuers, that's generally not the case. So it's difficult to send donations, and then to know that even if we do send donations, has that money been used to pay the vet bills of a rescued animal, to buy food for a rescued animal, to whatever's needed for a rescued animal or animals that are in their care, rather than literally paying, the personal lifestyle for the personal lifestyle. I can't offer any assurances on that. There are incredible Thai people doing amazing things that can be trusted. You just have to search hard. So my own process, if you like, is if I come by someone, which would generally be on social media, I follow them, and probably, and more often than not, I don't befriend them. Friends isn't the thing for me. I just follow their content, whether it's 6 months, 12 months, 18 months before I do anything with that. That's time where I'm just, if you like, I'm looking for a consistency in what they're doing, and that I'm able to see end results, and that the end results are generally positive. And at that point, then I think, yeah, okay, this is now someone I want to go and see. Rather like Animal Welfare Koh Chang appears to be a wonderful organisation here on Koh Chang. The stats that they provide on their welfare work in the community, the sterilisations, the animals that they've rescued and returned. And so it's an absolute pleasure for me to go and visit them today. But I've been following them for over a year, absolutely over a year, and they don't. I'm just Chris that's coming to see them today. I'm no big deal, but that's all I am. I don't put a shout out as to who I am and what I'm doing and why I'm here. I just contacted them and said, hey, can I come and visit you? But yeah, I have, if you like, done some due diligence and have followed them for quite some time, to the extent that I'm now happy to finance myself to come out here, stay a night. I chose to drive here, so all of my personal travel itineraries, if you like, are funded by myself, so that's out of my own pocket. And so yeah, I don't want to be doing that willy-nilly if I don't believe that there's a genuine organisation or person at the end of it all. So in summary, Rin is an incredible lady doing incredible things. For sure, I was there to see that. Going forward, I wouldn't exclusively say that I could support her with donations, because fundamentally she was taking in more animals, more dogs in this instance, than she could practically take care of. And to say I was glad that I delayed this video or didn't get round to posting this video sooner rather than later, was that in some posts that I made when I was with Rin in Surin, you will have seen that there was a rescued golden retriever with a puppy who I was putting at around about, I would put it about 5 months old. And who doesn't love a golden retriever puppy? Who doesn't love a golden? Adorable. And there's some cute footage in my Instagram posts around that time. And I'll put a picture in. People do this, YouTubers do this sort of crap. I'm no good at that, but yeah, I'll put a picture in for this. And I said to Rin, I said, wow, they're adorable. Will you try and get them adopted together? Nope. She wanted to keep them. And I try not to judge. I prefer to use the word observations. I couldn't help but feel that I was making a judgment, because there was 100 dogs and cats, not 100, so not 200, but jointly 100 dogs and cats that she was looking after, with one young lady as a member of staff. Far too much. Far too much. And I thought, okay, you want to keep them, why? And clearly to have them as pets. But when you've got 100 animals, what time do you have to have one-on-one time with these animals, to give them love, to play with them, to take care of them, to take them on walks, you don't. So where I'm going, what kind of like quality of life can you give them as a rescuer of 100 animals, whereas maybe you could adopt them out to a family, and they might go separate, to separate families. But golden retrievers, they're beautiful dogs. They could easily have gone to families who would have doted on them and had amazing lives if she had tried. But she didn't want to, and fair enough. I'm thank you for your honesty. But I had a message from her about 10 days ago to say that the puppy had died, and I asked why. I just simply said why, and I didn't get a reply. If it had been for good reasons, I'm sure she would have told me. I don't know if it was because another dog attacked the puppy, or because some other dogs came in carrying disease. I do not know. But there was absolutely no reason for that puppy to be dead. None whatsoever. And so if it's a judgment that I'm making, that was the wrong call. She should have been trying to have got those dogs adopted out. Likewise with many of her dogs, she should be trying to get them adopted out. She wanted to keep them, and for not the right reasons, because for what? Because they're cute, and it's nice to look at cute dogs, but what quality of life to respond to the people that follow me? I could not endorse that you would follow that sort of that kind of person making those kind of judgments, and suggest you that follow them, emotionally support them on social media, and or send them donations, because no, morally I would say no, that wouldn't be. You'd be sending money to people who make those kind of decisions, and that's just not right for anyone involved. Equally, it's a rural region. Any rural region anywhere in the world is always suffering with poverty issues, and that's the case there. And where there are poverty issues and then animals, the two don't go hand in hand. So street dogs don't fare very well there at all. And that was, I could see with my own eyes some of Rin's rescues, and again going back, she got rescued puppies there that if she hadn't rescued them, and that were adorable, you see them running up to me in some of the Insta posts, if she hadn't rescued them, they would be dead. I'm grateful for that. Now equally, to all intents and purposes, they're just going to live at her house, which is beautiful. She got 10 rai of land, which is about 6 acres, but she really should be trying to get them adopted out, and that's the difference. So I hope, in summary, you found this useful. That's what it's intended to be. If you have any comments or questions, please drop me a line. I'll be making more of this content. Forgive me, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm pretty rubbish at it. But I will try and do more. I need to do more because I hope to eventually arrive at 1,000 subscribers. And I need to get better with it, I know, if I'm going to do that. 1,000 subscribers, simply because that's the point that you become monetized, and that would be a way for me to raise funds to give to the shelters as I go around. So I'll be making a donation today, for instance. 90% of the donations, 95% probably of the donations I make from personal savings, and that's fine. That's money that I've ring-fenced, won't be touched, as I go around the organisations over the next couple of years or so. I make a donation everywhere I go, and that may well be that it's cash, or in this case I've bought a bunch of stuff that I'll be dropping off to them, or drop off food, and by subscribing to the channel is as good as a free donation. So yeah, if you would subscribe, that would be amazing, and if you would engage with me, I would love to hear from you. Okay, that's it for now. Take care, all the best, bye bye.